Hello everyone, my name is Simon Cotter and I'm Director of Product Management at Oracle, today responsible for Oracle Linux and virtualization solutions. I joined the company more than 18 years ago, and today I'm going to share with you the story about the Oracle Linux Cloud Foundation and how multi-cloud could be easier with Open Cloud Native. So, first of all, we have to start with Oracle Linux and Oracle Cloud Native environment. Oracle Linux and Oracle Cloud Native environment are the infrastructure layers, right, that could be unique and always the same on the public cloud, on the hybrid cloud, as well as on-premises infrastructure. So the same Oracle Linux, the same Oracle Cloud Native environment can run on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, can run on third-party cloud, can run on cloud customer solution, can run on private cloud appliance, as well as on commodity hardware there on premises. And there's no difference between Oracle Linux and Oracle Cloud Native environment, running on the cloud, running on premises. It's always the same, there's really no difference. Cloud Native obviously delivers so many benefits, right? The first one is the faster time to market. The fact that it's going to introduce better agility for your own application and your own deployment models, right? With a cloud native solution, you are going also to get access to modern tools that will allow to facilitate, will allow to improve the user experience, leveraging your own applications, and will improve also the time to market, will improve the fact that you will be much more faster on deploying applications, developing them, or keeping them updated. The cloud native solution also introduces a cost saving on the standard deployment. Just because if you think to, let's say, a legacy application model where as soon as you have to introduce an update for your own service, you have to take down the service to then maybe apply the possible update and then take up the service. During that downtime, obviously the company is losing money, right? With the cloud native solution, you have the opportunity to possibly keep your own application always up to date and always available to your own customers. So no downtime. If you think to public portals or public socials, all of those are always up and running and reachable to their customers. And you can obtain the same thing with your own application while leveraging a cloud native solution. It's going to be easier to maintain your own application, right? Just because if you are going to have so many containers, so many things, so many services up and running at the same time, it's going to be easier to possibly update just a small piece of that, just update a small container image instead of the entire application. And a cloud native solution has also to be vendor independent, right? It has to be something that does not introduce any kind of lock-in. It's something that can run on the public, can run on premises, can run on any kind of hardware or any kind of solution or any kind of platform. According to CNCF survey that we have done in 2021, 96% of the organization are today already using or evaluating Kubernetes, and 93% of them are today already running it on a production. While looking at cloud native, obviously, there's a big word, a very big word. If you look, for example, at the Cloud Native Computing Foundation landscape, over there you can find different hundreds of open source projects that could be leveraged to deploy your own cloud native solution. And obviously, while approaching the cloud native world, you have two main options, where the first one is to build your own environment, starting from the pure open source software or pure open source solutions that are there on the CNCF landscape. And obviously this kind of option gives you more advantages, right? So the first one is that you have the opportunity to always leverage the latest and greatest technology that is available there from the open source projects. It's something that can run everywhere, right? Without being dependent to any vendor, right? You're building the solution starting from the open source and you can get the same running everywhere. And all of the tools and all of the solutions that are there on the CNCF landscape are also available for free. Obviously, this kind of option introduces also some constraints. The first one is that a lot of effort is required. So, as you have seen, there are hundreds of different open source projects, and the first step is to decide which one to leverage. And that one is just the beginning, because immediately after you have to understand all the possible releases and the certification matrix between all of the components that you're going to leverage, because you have to keep all of them updated, but at the same time all of them have to work together. The other constraint related to this option is the fact that there's no enterprise support. So you're really relying on open source communities, open source projects, and the support has to come on your own. The other option is to possibly leverage a vendor supply distribution. A vendor supply distribution introduces obviously two main advantages. The first one is that the vendor is the one doing all the tests to verify that everything correctly works together, right? And the other one is the fact that you're going to get access to enterprise support coming from this vendor. But there are also some other constraints. The first one is that you are going to introduce a vendor lock-in. And this kind of thing is really, really important, because those architectures are growing so much. And if you are going to introduce this type of lock-in, it means that your solution will become more and more expensive in the time, right? And as soon as you are going to introduce a new feature, or you would like to leverage a new feature that is there in the solution coming from the vendor, you will be required to pay a bit more or something more to get access to that. At Oracle, we decided to introduce a better alternative with Oracle Cloud Native Environment. With Oracle Cloud Native Environment, we supply to our customer a suite that is built starting from open source tools, right? And we maintain the compatibility with all of those open source tools. We do not introduce any kind of lock-in. And this is also demonstrated from the fact that with Oracle Cloud Native Environment, we have a CNCF certified Kubernetes, right? That is tested to work together and easy to deploy. CNCF certified Kubernetes means that the Kubernetes release that is part of Oracle Cloud Native Environment is certified by the CNCF community. That means that Kubernetes is compatible with the open source Kubernetes. We supply, obviously, Oracle Cloud Native Environment with enterprise class support coming from Oracle. And it's going to be flexible, just because it can run on premises, can run on the cloud, as well as on the cloud and customer solutions. And everything is included with the Oracle Linux Premier support. So the entire solution, the entire Oracle Cloud Native Environment solution is part of the Oracle Linux Premier support subscription. And as soon as we are going to introduce new features, as we have done in the past years, all of those will continue to be part of the Oracle Linux Premier support subscription. Today, the latest release there for Oracle Cloud Native Environment is the 1.5 release. And within this solution, we have everything required to run a Kubernetes infrastructure. Over there, with Oracle Cloud Native Environment, we have a centralized Kubernetes management. We have container orchestration with also multi-cluster support. We support more than one container runtime, so the engine where to run your own applications. We give you the opportunity to define the application and build your own images. We have service mesh. We have enterprise support for cloud native networking, as well as persistent storage support. And we also have high availability and load balancing for your own application running on top of Oracle Cloud Native Environment. That said, we also have there monitoring and observability for your own application, so the option to possibly monitor how things are going on, as well as standalone container tools to help developers on deploying their own applications for Kubernetes and so for Oracle Cloud Native Environment. And again, all of those things part of the Oracle Linux Premier support subscription. So while looking at the multi-cloud, The Oracle's multi-cloud native solution for modern application follows all of the requirements that are there. So if we look at all the layers that are required for a multi-cloud native solution, we can start from the bottom. And you can see you have an infrastructure that could run on premises, could run on the cloud, could run on an hybrid model. On top of the same, we have operating system, virtualization, and obviously also automation management, right? So the opportunity and the option to possibly automate all of the operations. On top of that, we have the container infrastructure runtime, so where, let's say, your own application are going to run, are going to really be deployed. And then we also have a container application management solution. And so if we look at all of those layers, and we get all of those there on Oracle Solutions. As you can see, for the operating system and virtualization, we have there Oracle Linux and Oracle Linux KVM. Oracle Linux KVM is also another option that is available there and that is covered and part of the Oracle Linux Premier Support subscription. On top of this, you can run Oracle Cloud Native Environment where you're going to get the infrastructure for Kubernetes, so networking, storage, automation, high availability, and so on, at the infrastructure level for your own application. And on top of Oracle Cloud Native Environment, you can also have Verasano. And Verasano is going to give you the application management and the CI/CD, so the opportunity to manage your own application as well as the life cycle of your own application running on top of Kubernetes. And obviously, this kind of solution is going to be a comprehensive one. It's entirely built on open source project, can run everywhere. It has a simple licensing model, and obviously we also have there the commercial support. So no lock-in, commercial support. And if you think to the two options that we introduced at the beginning, with the Oracle Cloud Native Environment Solution and Verasano on top of the same, we are going to give you the opportunity to leverage all of the advantages of both the options that I introduced initially, as well as remove all of the constraints that were there. That said, I would like to thank you so much for the time dedicated to this session. Feel free to reach out in case you have any kind of question related to Oracle Linux, Oracle Cloud Native Environment, as well as Verasano, and I'll be glad to possibly help you on this. Thank you.